Hello, you are on the Cat Blogger channel. Here we feed street cats and tell interesting facts about the life of cats. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already. We have a lot of interesting things ahead of us. Here we go. Specialists at the University of Lyon in France decided to calculate how many domestic cats live worldwide. It turned out that there are about 400 million of them on our planet. However, the palm of the primacy is given to Australia. For every 10 residents there are 9 cats. In Asia, the first place is occupied by Indonesia, where there are more than 30 million cats, and in Europe, France, where there are about 8 million fluffy purrs. Despite the fact that the domestic cat is a very common animal, there are countries where it is practically not found, such as Peru and Gabon. For the inhabitants of these countries, an ordinary cat is a strange animal. The population of the small island of Frajos in the Indian Ocean are exclusively cats. As it was found out by Indian scientists, in 1890 a ship wrecked on the coral reefs off the coast of the island. The surviving sailors were able to get to the island, but they did not wait for rescue. But the cats that were on the ship not only survived, but also multiplied. On the island today there are more than 1,000. Cats eat fish and crustaceans. In 1988 in London, at a respectable age, died a cat named Wilberforce, the most famous cat in the whole of Great Britain. His career began in 1973. He was picked up homeless on the street and brought to the residence of the Prime Minister, where he was suddenly infested with mice. Soon the mouse problem was solved. The cat has served 4 successive Prime Ministers. It is said that he was even sometimes present at cabinet meetings. Cats and cats are on the staff of some post offices in London. They are tasked with guarding mail from rodents. Every day they get a tasty salary, which has recently been raised to account for inflation. These animals were included in the staff of the British Post Office about 130 years ago. It turns out that one cat hunting mice saves up to 10 tons of grain a year from them. In England, the cats used to guard the food stores were on government payroll, just like the cats that kept books and other relics of the British Museum from mice. In Austria, a cat who had served for several years guarding the storehouses was entitled to a pension for life, with meat, milk, and broth. European short-haired cats are considered the best protectors of grain from rats and mice. British and American short-haired cats are the same as European short-haired cats, only they are called differently: short-haired, British, American. One day amazing squadrons of mini-ships appeared in the sky over Malaysia and dropped many tiny parachutes. Cats landed to fight the hordes of rats and mice that had bred there in great numbers and had become a threat to all life. Traditional traps and poisons were no longer effective. That's why the Cat Landing Party set out to help people. Many cats can be called true travelers. They are willing to travel several hundred kilometers to get home. One veterinarian from New York moved to California. But he did not take his cat with him. What was the owner's surprise when, 5 months later, that same cat showed up at his doorstep? He walked in the house and jumped on his favorite chair. By the way, the distance between New York and the state of California is 2,900 miles. The Australian airline Qantas had a lot of trouble with a cat named Biggles, who was sent by his owners from Brisbane to Auckland, New Zealand. The cat never arrived at its destination, but a week later it was found in the cabin of a plane to Sydney. It turned out that in all that time he had flown almost halfway around the world, from Australia to New Zealand, from Fiji to Singapore, from Melbourne to Sydney. One Japanese cat returned a year later to its former owners. As a little kitten he was given to a peasant family. There he lived for several years. When the farmer's daughter moved to another place of residence, she took him with her. On the day of the move, the cat disappeared unexpectedly. It turned out that he had gone to search for his former owners. After a route of 100 kilometers and losing about 1 kilogram of weight, he found them. This concludes the first part of interesting facts about cats. Enjoy the video with nice music. Watch this video to the end. Subscribe to our channel so you don't miss the second part of amazing cat facts. Thank you very much for your attention.